Hello guys, welcome to this part 2 video of authentication using JWT. So far we have not used JWT, we have not implemented it, but in the upcoming video series we are going to implement JWT. But before that, uh, the first step, we just store the user's information in the Mongoose collection, and in this video we are going to hash this password, right? So as I already said, we should not store the user's password just like this have stored here, okay, because it is easy for the hackers to hack the DB and find the user's password and steal their information by logging into their application using their credentials, right? So hackers may steal the credentials and play with the application with the user's credential, though that is not the right thing. So what we have to do, right, we have to encrypt the password before saving that to the database, right? So here we are going to do that with the help of Bcryptjs. Okay, so Bcryptjs is nothing but an open source npm package. Okay, so we have to install it with the help of npm install Bcryptjs. It is given here. You can see it here, right? Yeah, and we have to add it to our application like this. And how we are going to encrypt the password is we are going to do like this. Okay, so here if you see here, it is said bcrypt.gensol_sync of 10. Okay, so 10 is nothing but the number of rounds we are going to encrypt our password. So the higher the rounds, the more secured password it generates, right? So why do we want to encrypt that in the backend place? So we can even encrypt the password in the front end, right? Because backend application is more secured because it will be hosted in a server where hackers or unauthorized person cannot enter the server, right? And since it is written as a program, it is not easy for anyone to steal this number of rounds, right? Because it is easy to find the password if the stealer knows the number of rounds the password is encrypted. Okay, so it is easy for them to decrypt if they know the number of times it is encrypted. So it is written in the backend application. It is always advised to do the encryption in the backend. Okay, so it may be of any applications. So we are seeing nodejs, so we are encrypting it in the nodejs code. Okay, so here once we do this, and here the actual hashing happens. Consider this is the password, okay, and the salt, this is a salt. So what happens, right? The password is hashed, this password is hashed these many number of rounds with the this gensalt algorithm, right? So this gensalt algorithm is not exposed, okay, but this is an encrypting algorithm. Okay, so this hashing will encrypt this password using this gensalt algorithm to 10 times, right? Okay, so let us implement this in our application, guys. Okay, so I go here, I open one more terminal because we already have a terminal running. Okay, so I say split terminal. Okay, I'll say a PowerShell new terminal. So here I'm going to run npm install bcryptjs. Yeah, so when entered, it installs this bcrypt.js package. Okay, and we can see that in our package.json file. So when I go here, you see bcryptjs is installed, right? So I'm going to the models, okay, the user profile model, and here I'm going to add that package bcrypt equal to require right? Bcryptjs. So once we add that to our model, okay, we have to come to the bottom here. Before we export, okay, we have something in the schema called pre-save, right? So from the name, you can understand what is pre. So before we save this data to the mongoose collection, we can do some action. Okay, we can do a logic or some computation. Okay, so whatever we require, we can do it before we save this data to the mongoose collection. Okay, MongoDB collection. So this should be async. Okay, so inside this function, I'm going to do a small business logic, right? So as I already showed you, I'm going to do const hash, I'll say salt equal to await. Okay, so it is an synchronous operation, so we have to use await, right? Bcrypt.gen salt, right? So since we are using asynchronous operation, I'm not using gen salt sync. This is a sync operation. Okay, so if we don't say sync, it is an asynchronous operation. I'm going to say 10 because we are going to run it 10 rounds. Okay, we are going to encrypt the password 10 rounds, right? And we are going to save in the current. So I already typed it at the bottom. So this dot password is equal to await bcrypt dot hash. Okay, this hash is going to be what? Again async. When I say hash sync, it is asynchronous. Since we are using asynchronous, it is going to be hash. Okay, so this dot password, I will explain you guys what I'm doing here. So I'm going to say salt. So I'll save it here. Save the save this code. Okay, so I'll tell you what is this dot password refers to. Okay, so this dot password refers to this field, right? So what we say here is we are going to encrypt the password 10 times. Okay, which password? This dot password. Whatever password is passed from the through the API, right? So this password field is going to be hashed. Okay, this dot password is the Narain123 is going to be passed here along with this salt. So this password gets encrypted 10 times and it is hashed and it is again stored to the same password field. Okay, so once I run it, you will understand, guys. So I saved it, just I will confirm it once. So once it runs, so I'm going to run it again. So before that, I'm going to delete this delete this data. Okay, yeah, got deleted. So I'm going to run send. Let's see what happens. Guys, I think you can see it here. Okay, so previously it was storing the same password what we sent from the postman. Okay, Narain123, but this time it got encrypted. You can see it here, right? So I go to the database, click on apply. See, you are seeing a hashed password. Okay, encrypted password. So this password cannot be read by any external hackers, right? So it is highly secured now. It is protected. This user's information is protected now, right? So this way we can use Bcryptjs and hash the password with a minimum number of code with only 3 lines of code is required. Okay, so I hope this video helped you lot in knowing about hashing the password and storing that to the mongoose collection, right? So the next video, we will see how we will create a token using JWT, okay, JSON Web Token. And in the upcoming series, we will see how we send the token to the front end and authenticate the user, right? So we'll see in the upcoming videos. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.